But look, the other big hero we've got here, it's in general, but also tied to Spotfire, has Ben Shneiderman. And Ben's whole idea was insight. The purpose of visualization is insight, not pictures. That bit I said earlier, overview first, zoom and filter, and then details on demand. That was a paper that Ben wrote, the eyes have it, more than 7,000 citations, I think, in an IEEE paper. In that 3-level, overview, zoom and filter, details on demand, really simplifies what you're trying to do with data. You want to see all the data, to Tufte's point. You want to then zoom and filter into the part that you want to understand, and then you want to get the details out of that part to find the outliers, the insights, and so on. So just, when it comes to interactive dashboards, interactive information visualization, Ben was just a huge godfather of that whole area. You also happened to be there at the time when Spotfire was invented in his lab, but that's kind of, almost a sideline compared to the contributions that he made overall with information visualization, with this, insight focus versus, drawing pretty pictures. But yeah, he founded the University of Maryland. That's where Spotfire was invented. Chris Alberg went down and did some postdocs there, or summer schools with Ben. Ben actually spoke at our TIBCO Analytics Forum earlier this year, a month or two ago. Wonderful presentation. If nothing else from our conference that you want to check out, I would encourage you to check out Ben's presentation. It was just a real honor to have him with us. And so, among other things, he also invented the Treemap. And the very first Treemap that was created, that one on the left, was a Treemap of files on his computer. And Steve Jobs from Apple came up to the Human Computer Interaction Lab at the University of Maryland, and he was walking around, and as Ben mentions, telling people, "Oh, that sucks. But this looks great." He's very extreme. Either something is horrible in his eyes, or it was awesome. But the Treemap, here on one of the original Apple Macs, showing the file system, was the original invention, and we've been using that to great effect. Since then. This one we've captured here is we've been helping some schools come back to kids, students, staff, faculty coming back to campus during COVID. And this is a visualization that shows a bunch of different rooms, libraries, study rooms, and so on. The size is how many visits a room has, and then the color is how crowded they've been. So you can quickly see if there's rooms that, aren't adhering to social distancing guidelines. With the color, you can quickly see where the traffic is going, with the size. So lots of applications of the Treemap, but it, had its humble beginnings back in Ben's lab.
Yeah, I wanted to say also with that one, what's interesting is, so this one on the right, we had to blur some of this data out, but what it's showing is, for prioritizing cleaning of certain rooms, it's showing which rooms were the most visited, and that's the tile size, and then how crowded they were, which is the tile color. So you can have a large room with 100 people visit, and that's not a big deal, but then you can have a small room with 100 people visit, and that is a big deal because of the area of the room. So the area of the room is actually used in this calculation, but by looking at these tiles, you're getting a sense of both. You're getting a sense of how many people were in a room and how crowded was that room. So I think that's really nice.
Yeah, the size and the color are used to really great effect in combination there for sure.
Before we move on, sorry to interrupt. I wanted to highlight some of the, I saw some in the comments, and wanted to highlight some of the chats and what some people are saying. Phil Fry saying loves that Tufte is still a strong touch point for design of visualizations. And yeah, I think we totally agree there, right, Michael? And
oh yeah. I mean, those principles. I mean, we live by those principles that I was showing earlier. Yeah, whenever you're kind of trying to struggle with how to arrange things, we'll get into that in a moment. Come back to these principles of maximizing data to ink and comparing different pieces of data. The principle of small multiples, the multi-levels of detail, which really was a Ben Shneiderman thing. But yeah, you don't use color just gratuitously. Really highlight it. Make it draw insight out of the data. Don't just throw it around.
Yeah,